What's good, everybody? You saw the thumbnail. You know what you came for. Homemade bacon.
To make bacon, this is really easy. And the first thing that you're gonna need is pork belly. Now this is a 5-pound pork belly that I'm gonna be using to make bacon. To cure bacon, all you really need is salt. And how we calculate how much salt we need is we actually calculate the weight of how much pork belly we have by 2%. So it's 2% of the weight of pork belly is how much salt we're going to need. So for a 5-pound pork belly, you're looking at about 3,000 grams. So we're gonna need 2% of kosher salt, and that equals out to 60 grams. In my recipe, I'm gonna be adding 1.5% of brown sugar, which is 45 grams, 1% of sodium nitrate, which is 30 grams. Just for giggles, I just went ahead and threw in 15 grams of black pepper. Mix everything well. You want to make sure that you get that salt and that brown sugar all mixed together. Now we're going to go to our pork belly and we're going to lay down some maple syrup. This is actually going to add a nice sweetness to it. And all we're going to do from here is make sure that we pack on a good hefty seasoning of our little mixture there. Once you have your pork belly all seasoned up and just pretty much coated in that little mixture that you made, now we're going to be placing it in a Ziploc bag where it's going to be in for the next 7 days. While you have your pork belly in the refrigerator, make sure that you flip it once every day.
Alright, so this is what our pork belly looks like after 7 days. Now, every day all I did was just flip it on its side, rotate it again the next following day. So it's cured. We're going to go ahead and remove all of the cure that we applied to it because we no longer need it anymore, and we are also going to be soaking it just to get some of that sodium out. I'm going to try not to take off the little flakes of pepper. Kind of want to leave that in there. That's kind of like what I was going for. It feels a lot more dense than before, so yeah, I could tell it did its job. Now in a big container, we're going to just lay down our pork belly and just fill it up until it's covered with just some tap water. All right, so now that we have it submerged in water, I'm gonna let this sit for 1 hour. I'm gonna get some of that sodium out. I don't want this bacon too salty, even though bacon is salty, but yeah, we don't want it too salty. So I'm gonna let it sit for about an hour, and probably in about 30 minutes. If one of these sides start lifting up a little bit, I'll probably rotate it in 30 minutes. That way the fat cat's up, and that way this can get submerged in the water. All right, so our pork belly has been soaking in this water for a little over an hour. I can feel that it's not so dense as it was when I took it out of the bag. So it looks like it's absorbed a little bit of water. Now what the water is going to do is extract some of that sodium, because we did put a lot of sodium in this. I mean, it was 2% kosher salt and 1% of the sodium nitrate. So that's a lot of salt, you know, in this meat. So you want to kind of extract some of that. Now all we're going to do is just pat this dry. I'm going to let it stay on this rack until I can get as much of that moisture out of it. If it takes a day, I'll probably put it in the fridge, and if it takes a day, then I'll smoke it up tomorrow. But if later today it looks good, then maybe I might put it on the smoker. Doesn't seem like the water did too much to it, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so we're gonna turn on our pit boss, and we're gonna set it to smoke, and we're gonna change the P setting to P6. We're gonna hot smoke this bacon. So P6 will keep it around 180, 185 degrees. So it's gonna be a hot smoke. You could do a cold smoke if you like. You don't even need to use any grill, just all you need is some type of smoke tube. Keep it in the temperatures between 80 to 100 degrees and smoke it for about 4 hours, and then you're pretty much done there. But today we're gonna be doing a hot smoke. I wanna get a good color on the bacon. So I'm gonna let this come to temp and we'll get it ready for the smoke. All right, when you first turn on your pit boss, after a couple minutes, those wood pellets are gonna start heating up. You're gonna get some really thick white smoke. That's not good, so you wanna keep your lid open. After a couple minutes, you're gonna notice that the wood pellets are gonna catch flame, and it's gonna clear it all out. And once the pellets catch flame, this is what it looks like. It's gonna start pushing out all that bad smoke. And pretty much from there, we're gonna close it up and let it come to temp. See you then. So our temp is up. We're gonna go ahead and lay down our bacon, pork belly, right here on this end. This is the cooler side of the smoker. It kind of runs about 15 to 20 degrees hotter on that side for some reason. But we want to keep it over here because all we're really trying to get is just some smoke flavor on here and cook it just a little bit. Now, I'm going to let this go for about 2 hours, then I'm going to check on it. All I'm looking for is color, and the temperature that I'm looking to cook this at is about 145 degrees. If the color looks nice, it's a nice mahogany color, and it's looking good, then it's pretty much done. But we'll go, by how it looks. So I'm gonna just close it up and let it do its thing. I'll check back on in about 2 hours. All right, so it's been 2 hours. It's been steady between 170 to about 185 consistently. All right, as you can see, we are getting a little bit of color on there. That smoke is changing it up a little bit. Now, we don't need this really hot. We're only gonna be cooking this to about 145-ish degrees. We're about almost there. About 133, 134, so it keeps coming up. Let me try a different area. Now, we're not cooking this all the way through. We just want to give it some smoke. It's already cured, so yeah. So we're about 10 degrees away. So I'll check on it in about 30 minutes or so, and I'll go from there. But once it's done to pull off, I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so it's been about 2 hours and 45 minutes. I think I'm gonna call that good. The outer ends are probably close to about 150, 148 here, 145 here. It's got a good color. As you can see, smoke's penetrated it nicely. So we're gonna pull this out, let it rest, let it cool down, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do next. All right, so our bacon has been chilled. I've had it in the fridge for over half of the day. Now this first cut right here is a little wonky. I got some real thick pieces right here. Oh, and trust me, I'm going to use this. I'll probably use this in maybe like a soup or something. But really thin right here, so look at this section right here. This is going to be where I make our slices. So I'm gonna try to go for some thick cut bacon. Right about there. Look at that. Man, this is gonna be some good on burgers. Oh man, burgers are gonna be nice. I really smell that hickory, really good. Do one more slice. Look at that. That is beautiful right there. That's some good bacon. All right, I'm gonna probably cut a couple more pieces and I'm gonna give them a fry up, and that way let you know how these taste. This is my second time making bacon, and the first time it was a little bit saltier, so the ratios in this recipe are about perfect. I tasted a little piece and it's right on point. This is way better than supermarket bacon. It's sweet, it's a little bit salty, but not over salty like my last batch. This one right here is delicious. This can go on some burgers, breakfast, or you name it. But this is so simple to do. It takes about 7 days to cure, but the end results are phenomenal. I need another bite, y'all. That's some crispy bacon right there. If you're new to my channel, consider hitting the subscribe button. That way you can see future videos just like this. As always, I'll leave the link in the video description and in the comment section so that we can go to my website, cookingwithkirby.com, to get the full printable recipe. I have these recipes. They're really good. You should try them out. Now, y'all be beautiful and take care.